All right, and looks like we're live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. So, today we have a great topic. We're going to talk about 10 little ways that you can implement changes to improve your happiness. So, stick around. We're going to go through all 10, and they're just little changes that'll help improve your happiness. So, my name is Tina, and I'm a happiness coach. And if you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, you definitely want to do that. Make sure you click on subscribe. I'll be uploading some of these live trainings that I've been doing, and you can catch the replays if you haven't been able to attend all of these. All right, so these are all things that I've implemented. These are things that I've done myself. And when I do these things, they actually help increase my happiness. So I want to share these gifts with you guys today so that you can implement something that I've shared. So first thing is try a new activity, something that you don't normally do. Thank you for the likes. That you don't normally do, that you want to maybe try, or you haven't done something for a long time. Try that new activity. So for example, today I went to a local library, and it's something that I had been meaning to do. I hadn't done it in a while, and it was something I really wanted to do and check out. And there's a lot of different areas, libraries around this area. So that's one. So I'm going to check out some other ones and check out the resources. And that leads me to the second thing is read something new. So read something that you wouldn't normally read. So if you maybe only stick to self-help or business or spirituality or any of those kind of things, try something completely random. Maybe it's a fantasy novel. Maybe it is, something like gardening or, random farming stuff or robotics, whatever it is. So that's one of the things that I did. I went down the aisles today and I checked out a couple of different books, and I'm like, oh, these are interesting. I wouldn't normally read these things. So I pulled them off the shelf and I went to a table and I sat down and I started reading some of the stuff of about robotics, and that was really cool, and I learned a few things. And I also looked at a book about farming as a business and stuff like that. And it was a really good book. I can't remember the name of it, but I will have to go back and check that out, because it had all kinds of stuff of focusing on business, farming as a business. And I don't think that's usually something that people really focus on. There's a stereotype of that farmers aren't very educated, but the thing is I've gone on some farm tours of orchards and businesses and stuff like that, that there's a lot that goes into producing the food that we eat, and producing it in a healthy way is really, really important. So I thought that was kind of cool today. So it just kind of expanded my mindset, gave me something else to think about, to focus on. I know I probably don't need any more things to focus on, but I just really thought that helped expand my mind. And the funny thing is it doesn't matter what subject matter that you're focusing on, you will see common universal patterns that happen. Success breeds success, no matter which avenue or which business that you apply it to. There's some things that are very similar that, you'll see repeated over and over. And so reading something different from a different subject matter that you wouldn't normally read is a great way to improve your happiness and increase your cognitive ability and learn something new. Third thing is try a new food. Try something that you wouldn't normally try. Expand your palate, try a new recipe. Just the act of going through and reading different recipes of things that you might be interested in. So trying new foods. I know before in the past I was very rigid in what I ate and trying new things. And I was always afraid that if I tried something new, what if I didn't like it? Would it be a waste of money? Yeah, you could try a new drink. So making new cocktails or something like that would be something that you could do. Maybe try, how would you, when you read a recipe on how to do something, how would you change it to suit your liking? Because a lot of times I know when I go to read recipes, there will be things in it I'm like, I don't really like that. I'm not sure about this, but I'm willing to try it. Or you can try different things. Maybe it's a new fruit. Maybe it's a new vegetable. Maybe it is a new way to make chicken, whatever it is. So try a different food that you normally wouldn't try. And if you're a little bit more squeamish or conservative like me, be able to have like something that's a sample. So if it's you don't want to go too far out, it's like spend something that is really expensive that you don't really, and then end up not liking it. So if you're able to maybe go with a friend or something like that, and then you guys can get like a couple of different dishes and then try bits and pieces of it, right? So I really think most restaurants should have like a little sampler platter that you can kind of get a little something something from each of the different things. A friend of mine back in the day, she used to say they need a, like they call it a pregnancy platter, where you can try just a little bit of everything. And I guess you can do that at a buffet, but this is more like a sit down restaurant kind of thing. Anyway, so the fourth thing that you can do to add more happiness to your day is try a different route to work, or a different way of walking, or driving to work, or going to a local shop or anything like that. So try a different route, and maybe, go down a different street that you don't normally go down, and take a look at the scenery, look at the houses, what's going on in that area. And this is a great way to look at the neighborhood and stuff like that as well. You can also do things like go to open houses, even if you're not in the market for buying a house. You can go to, different shops and stuff like that, just to kind of look and explore. So it's like going out of a sense of curiosity rather than, oh, this is something I have to do. So taking some time to actually try something different, try a different route, try a different way of doing things. This can be something as simple as, trying to brush your teeth with the other hand, or try writing with the other hand. It's just something that will give you a little bit of a challenge. It helps you to start to expand your comfort zone, and in little ways that aren't threatening. So this also starts to condition you to be more open to changes and new things. And a lot of times most of us will sit back and going, but I don't like change. I don't like things being different. I like my structure, I like my routine, and I get freaked out if it goes off of the rails. Well, the better you are at being able to adapt. So yes, you want some structure, but if you can go off that structure and you're able to get yourself back on structure, back on track, then that makes you even more resilient and less reactive to everything that goes on around you. So trying to expand your comfort zone is a great way to increase your happiness. Okay, number 5, talk to somebody that you haven't talked to in a while, or try talking to a brand new person, a stranger that you maybe hadn't talked to before. You might start talking in a line at the grocery store. You might talk and share some tips at the gym, and just expanding your comfort zone of being able to talk to new people. And it doesn't have to be anything big. It can just be a smile. It can be a hi, how's your day going? Or, hey, I like your sweater. Or, wow, you're really working out hard. Like, what what weight are you using on that machine, right? So you can ask all kinds of little questions, little ways to kind of just step outside your comfort zone, talk to somebody new, get a different perspective, and it doesn't have to be a big thing. It can just be a small thing, right? Um, Number 6, try looking at a new location. So now this, you can go outside, so this kind of ties in with like going for the open houses. And I share this because at one time I had thought that there was no way that I was going to be able to purchase a new house, a new build, and it started by just going out to different builders, different venues and stuff like that, looking at different houses and stuff, just to kind of see what was possible, right? So even though it wasn't possible for me at that time, just going, the act of going out and doing that, checking that out. So it could be something like you want to maybe buy a new car, or just going around and seeing different things that you might want to try out. So this could be a new location that you want to live. And maybe if you're not physically going out, maybe it's researching some of the stuff online. And so this brings me to number 7. A vacation, right? A new vacation spot. Where would you want to travel next? Maybe some of you are already doing that and you already research, you know where you want to go. Maybe you go to the same places and do the same things year after year because it was something that was really enjoyable for you, which is great. But just trying to look at different possibilities, different locations of where you might want to go, different activities that you wouldn't normally try. That is a great way to increase your happiness. I know I did that years ago. I started looking around, and you don't even have to go far. You can do like staycation stuff. Most people are not tourists in their own hometowns, right? So checking out what's in, maybe an hour or two away from where you live, and maybe there's that little town or little shop that you've always wanted to stop in, you wanted to check out, but you've always been too busy, never enough time to do it. And just taking that time to just, I've drove past this shop 100 times and I've always wanted to stop, but I've never made the time to do it. So taking that time and actually going and doing that, even if you end up not liking the shop, what ends up happening is like, now you know that you actually did it. You've accomplished something. You went into that shop. It wasn't what you thought it was. But now it no longer holds any space in your mind because you have completed the task, right? So checking out new vacation spots, new things that you want to try that you haven't tried before, but you've always wanted to, or maybe were a little bit too afraid. Maybe it's going to like a little bit more of an upscale restaurant, or maybe it's a winery or something like that, or maybe it's skydiving or bungee jumping. I don't know. Do they still do those things? But whatever it is that you've always kind of had this, I want to try this, but I don't know. Like, and maybe it's, you haven't tried it because you don't have somebody else to go with. You're not sure if it's something that maybe you'll get hurt, or maybe you'll be embarrassed or something like that, right? Maybe there's a new club that you want to try. Maybe it's a comedy club. Whatever it is, try something new, try something different. Okay. Number 8. Do something for yourself that you normally expect from others. So, ladies, oftentimes we expect men to do a bunch of different things for us, maybe buy us flowers, and oftentimes we'll complain that we don't get flowers bought for us, we don't get chocolates, whatever, they don't want to go shopping, they don't want to hang out, they don't want to do those things. Go do those things yourself. This isn't, I don't need a man kind of thing. This is something I want to do. It's important to me, and you can go and buy yourself the flowers you want. Go check out a garden center. Go, um, you know, check out a chocolatier, right? Or a coffee shop that you've always wanted to visit. So go do something for yourself that you would normally expect others to do for you. This could be even something, and hey, you can do a 2-for-1 here. Maybe it is mowing the lawn, and normally your husband takes care of that, or maybe it is shoveling the driveway if you guys still have snow going on. Um, Trying to do something different, and then you're doing it for somebody else as well. So normally it's done for you. You stepping outside of your comfort zone, trying to do something, maybe you have to learn how to use the snowblower, maybe you have to learn how to use the lawnmower, whatever it is. And now this particular one, I know there's probably people going, you never fucking did that piece. I'm like, no, but I have gone and bought myself flowers. I'm just giving some particular additional examples. So try to do something different. Maybe you're not the one that normally cooks dinner, right? And so try you being the one to cook dinner and trying out a new recipe and taking care of that would be something that's really cool. And it will make you feel better. It'll make you feel happier. Even if you burn it, okay? Because at least you've tried, at least you took the steps and you learned something new that you don't normally do. Number 9, do something from your childhood. Do something to, maybe it's reading a favorite childhood book that you used to have. Maybe it's playing with a particular toy or an older video game that you haven't played in ages, but you loved it. Maybe it is playing board games or cards or something like that you really enjoyed as a kid. Maybe it is playing hopscotch or skipping or playing volleyball, something like that you used to do as a kid that you don't really do now as a busy adult. And so pulling something like that back into your day-to-day, something small, it doesn't have to be huge, it doesn't have to be something that you do all the time, it's not something that is a big commitment, it is something small that you just go back out and try. And you know what, maybe you'll be like, maybe it's like going on a roller coaster and you haven't been on a roller coaster in years and now you're like, damn, I've gotten old. Maybe it's that, but it is still something that is fun, that will increase your happiness. Now, don't hurt yourself, obviously, but these are little things that you can do. Maybe it's like something really small, like you decide that you're gonna make like this ice cream sundae and that's what you're having for dinner or something like that, right? Because as a kid you loved a particular ice cream and you liked it made a different way and you like all these different toppings. Maybe it's going to I had this in a couple of malls up in Canada that they had nostalgic candy, and you were able to go in and they had all kinds of candy from all over the world, and then stuff that you haven't seen in years. It's like, wow, I didn't even think they still made this. And it's like going back and trying some of the candies you used to love as a kid, and then trying that and kind of going, damn, what was I thinking? But it's still fun to try and do that. Maybe it's playing a game from when you were a kid that you really like to do. So pulling that in is a great way to really add happiness to your life, and it's something that's really simple. Okay? And the last one I'm going to do is to, now it depends on what your normal state of being is. So you can either speak up or shut up. So if you're normally the one who's always talking, always saying something, always getting your point across, trying to do something by not saying anything, just for one day or 1 hour, whatever it is. I'm not going to speak. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to sit and listen and be the receiver. Or if you're not one who normally speaks up, challenging yourself to speak up in little ways is a great way to improve your happiness. So you can do things like, say you're at a restaurant, and normally, say if there was a mistake with your order, and I know for myself, I just used to say, it's okay, don't worry, I'll eat it as is, right? I wouldn't make a fuss, right? So if you're one of those I wouldn't make a fuss kind of people, try asking for something different. Try asking for, before I would just accept the meal whatever way it was, and now I will say, you know what, I would prefer the salad dressing on the side. And it's just a small thing. And maybe somebody else, it's like, really, that's it? Well, that was a big deal for me at one time. And I wasn't able to speak up. I wasn't able to say what it is that I needed or wanted. So starting to practice in small ways of asking for things to be different, of what it is that you want. Maybe you don't ask for help. I'm still kind of crappy at this, getting better, and have been into positions where I'm forced to receive, and that is a good thing. It has been a great learning lesson for me, and I'm definitely much more open to help and support than I ever used to be. So, and normally I'm the giver, right? So to be on the receiving end is actually a good thing. And it gives other people the chance to show me that they care for me and that they love me as well. And it's not just one-sided. So speaking up or shutting up, depending on which you normally do, right? So I've also been on the other end where I was always the one. So in a work environment, I would always be the one that spoke up first. And I would be like, it's kind of like my keener kind of side that I would be like, ooh, 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 like I know the answer to that, right? And it's the goody two shoes at school, right? So I would be the one that would be speaking up and jumping in and solving the problems and answering the questions. And what I didn't realize until I had a great supervisor at the time, she pointed out that, I know you know the answer, Tina. I'm trying to get other people to speak up because they weren't used to speaking up. And because of that, I learned the value of allowing other people to add their feedback in. So learning to shut up is just as valuable as learning to speak up. So especially if you're experienced and well-versed on a particular subject, and in that case, I would say ask more questions and get other people's input and feedback of, well, what do they think, right? And then provide them with some insight if they ask for it. So those are 10 ways that I would recommend, little changes that you can make to improve the happiness in your day-to-day life. So if you haven't joined me before, make sure that you join my YouTube channel, Coach Tina B 125. Click on subscribe. You'll get notified when I've uploaded the replay. And if you're on Facebook, try joining my happiness coaching group. And yeah, that is the training for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.